If you want to end your life, if you have even contemplated it in pure ideation form with no intention to ever act on it, then I'm making this video directly for you and to you because when I was a lot younger, I felt like that. And pretty recently, one of the closest people in my life not only felt like that, but I was afraid that they might act on it. And it seems like not a year goes by when I don't hear about somebody, when I go back home and catch up with people, that I don't hear about somebody that I knew from school, or I knew their name from a friend of a friend in a different grade that sadly did act on it and is no longer with us. And I could tell you a lot of words. Life and the world seemingly is getting more expensive by the minute. So it makes it feel like, what's the point? Everything's super expensive. Like, forget about buying a house that you really want to live in. You just going to the store is expensive. Just buying the food at a restaurant that you actually want to eat at and ordering what you actually want on the menu is expensive. And I could talk about all those things, but all that I ask you to do is, through your nose right now, stick your finger in it. No, I'm just joking. Don't stick your finger in your nose. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. Just all this video is just me picking my nose. No, don't go there. Okay. What I invite you to do is to, through your nose, no, you already made the joke. Don't make the joke again. Breathe in through your nose. Like that. Really deeply. Not in like kumbaya way. Just breathe through your nose really deeply. Like you just stepped into really cold water. Breathe really deeply. And while you're listening to my words, keep doing it in and out really deeply. And when you get to the top of your breath, hold it for a second. So you breathe all the way in. And when you breathe all the way in, just see if you feel, and then breathe all the way out. I moved to the desert not that long ago, and I've never had allergies in my entire life. I know people always had them, but I never had I never had an allergy. I don't think I ever even had a stuffy nose other than when I was sick. And I get really bad allergies in allergy season, I guess, from the wind and all the stuff blowing around. And it just ended recently. And oh my gosh, I can breathe again. And when it's going on, nothing works. Literally nothing clear. I can't do neti pots, water through my nose, nasal spray, picking my nose, which can temporarily alleviate it for a few minutes. But I have 3 little kids, and if they see me pick my nose, then they pick their nose. And then, so I can finally breathe again. And I was sitting here today and I was like, whoa, damn, I feel so much better. I was starting to get kind of like a constant state of unangst, a constant state of just being frustrated, just being angry. because for like a week or two, like literally I can't breathe out of my nose. So I'm just like all day. And I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't breathe, and it's the worst. I don't like it. And it makes me just like uneasy. And I was sitting here and I was like, oh my God, I can breathe again. And I just instantly felt like 10% happier. Maybe not even happy is the word. I felt 10% more relief. And I was like, damn, just because I could breathe through my nose, I felt better. My brain was working better. My thoughts were working better. And I'm not making this video to convince you of anything. And I'm not here to tell you that your problems aren't real. And I'm not here to try to do the whole like, I get you. But what I can tell you is that every time that I have been really in a bad place in my life, and I've had quite a few of those, a lot. And every time I'm in that place, it's days or weeks or months or years of never noticing a single one of my breaths. Keep breathing while you're listening. Don't get back in your head. Just keep breathing while you're listening. Just breathing as deeply and as consciously as you can. See if you can notice the temperature of the air as it goes through your nostrils. Is it cold? Is it hot? And when you're breathing through your nose, like, if you get really conscious, you're going to know if you need to trim your nostril hairs, because your breath will get caught in your nostril hairs. If you're consciously breathing enough, you're going to know, like, it's a little clogged up in there, and it's not from boogers. Just breathing. It's not going to make all your problems go away, but every single problem, big or small, when I have went through my worst, everything is seemingly impossible. Going to the gym is impossible when I've been really bad. Like talking to another human being. Like, I don't want to look at anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody when I'm like that. And the only thing that can give you peace right now in this second, or not even peace, I don't even want to tell you that, but just relief, and might change your mind about where your thoughts are going on ending your life. The only thing that can give you that is your breath. Because when human beings at large are in a place like that, where your nervous system is so, it is so condensed, it is so constricted. And when we are in a condensed, constricted state in our nervous system for long enough, and our emotional state is not in a place we want it to be long enough, to say the least, it is so constricted that your body, then everything is tense. And that's why a lot of people, myself included, when I went through one of the worst stages of my life, I was having debilitating back spasms, like so bad I couldn't walk. I was like, I was like all day. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do it. Get up. It's like almost a year where all I could do was just kind of lie around on the couch. Like it almost ended my relationship with my now wife. And the body gets so condensed and the nervous system gets so constricted that the muscle system is constricted and blood flow is constricted as a result of the nervous system being so constricted, which is a result of the emotional state that we're in. And the only thing that can give you any relief is not a pill, and it is certainly not ending your life, I believe, because for one, I personally believe then you just have to repeat it again. You're just going to come back into a body and do it all over again. I believe that we're spiritual beings in a physical body and that we came here for whatever reason to learn whatever crap we're supposed to learn in what can be a really crappy world and a very difficult world. And, if you pull the plug, I believe then you just have to do it over. That doesn't give you relief. The only thing that can give you relief is your breath. Now, forgive me and pardon me for this analogy, but when a man and a woman and two people, they really love each other, and when you really love each other and you're like trying to explain where babies come from, the 4-year-old. When a man and a woman really love each other, it's the stork. It's the bird drops them off. But when you have an orgasm, why does it feel good? Because for one, you're not thinking about all the stuff that's going on in your life. And for two, when you have an orgasm, it is taking your nervous system out of fight or flight. That's what it's doing, right? And then when your nervous system gets out of fight or flight, you have a different chemicals in your brain that are released. Because your brain is the greatest pharmaceutical company in the world. Your breath does the same thing. So just keep breathing. And when you keep breathing, you may even notice in your traps, in your shoulders, you may even notice it makes your chest a little straighter. You just sit up a little straighter. Maybe even after breathing, doing nothing else other than breathing, it may make you kind of almost a little bit smile. Maybe not, but it will open up your nervous system a little. I've never made a video like this before, and it is after midnight right now, and I've just been filming, and it came to my mind, and I was like, I don't know if I filmed that. I don't know what I would say. I don't know how I would say it. But if all you do is just focus on breathing all day, focus on breathing. When your nervous system relaxes, your emotions are going to get a little less stressful. Your thoughts are going to get a little less stressful. You're going to be able to handle whatever's going on just a little bit better. And that 3% better, or that 0.1% better becomes 0.2, and then 0.3, and then 0.4. That 2% becomes 4, becomes 5, becomes 6, becomes 7, 8, and it just builds just by doing this, in and out. So what I invite you to do, I'm sure a lot of people are telling you things that you should do. You should stop doing this. You should do this. You should go to the gym. You should hang out with these different people. You should do this instead. Here, listen to this. Why don't you go on a walk? Why don't you eat this? Why don't you drink this? Why don't you take this? Why don't you go here? Why don't you talk to this person? Why don't you sit in this room and talk about your feelings here? Why don't you journal about them? Why don't you do that? And it's like, maybe, but first just do this. And see if you could take 100 conscious breaths when this video ends. 100. It's in and out, 100. And when you get to 100, see if you can go to 200. And then see if you could keep your breath for the rest of the day. And when you fall asleep, as soon as you wake up, the mind's going to go back to the same thing. And that's when it's important, right when you wake up, to breathe. And never move somewhere where you're going to get allergies either. I tell you what. So, you don't know me and I don't know you, and maybe you've never clicked on this video, and maybe nobody's even watching this video. But just keep breathing. And when you keep breathing deeply through your nose and consciously, I think that the thoughts will come to you about why this is happening and why you've been experiencing this. And I think there will be a sobering clarity, a purpose for you. And there's a reason that you're here. Not in like a cheesy way, but there is something. And exiting this life is only delaying the inevitable, which is that you will return to learn the same experiences and the same lessons and to find the answers to the same questions. And when you take those breaths, you just feel a little bit better. I know. I feel a little bit less angry, a little bit less frustrated, a little bit less mad at whoever I'm mad at. I hate myself a little bit less when I breathe. And when I get a really good breath, I realize, oh, it actually does feel kind of good to be in my body. When I'm not breathing and I don't remember my breath, like, the nice thing is you have an autonomic nervous system. You're going to breathe no matter what. You're just going to take really constricted breaths so you're not going to realize they're happening. But when I take really good breaths, just like one really good breath, I feel better with nothing else changing in my life. I might still have the same problems, but I feel different. And when I feel different, just a little, everything's a little bit more manageable. Easy? No. But just a little bit more relief. So see if you can breathe long enough to maybe feel your shoulders come down and smile a little bit. See if you can breathe good enough to maybe smile a little bit. Whenever I breathe well enough, I'm like, all right, fine, I'll go outside. Fine, I'll go outside. I'll talk to somebody. Right? So, hope this video speaks to you, or that you share it with somebody that it may speak to. And my thoughts and my prayers and my love is with you. God is with you, even though it doesn't feel that way. But sometimes your breath can open up that door to get you a little bit closer.